Hello, guys. Welcome to the Jolius podcast. I am here again with my good, very beautiful, very friendly cosplay friend, Chyuku.
Hi guys.
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Thank you for
Th-
coming to the Jolius podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. What is this? What are you wearing right now? What is this cosplay?
I actually said this myself, and it's from an anime called Zom 100. It actually just recently came out back in, I think, July July 6th
Hmm.
was when like the first episode of Zom 100 came out. I made this exactly for an event at Anime Expo, and I was working for a booth called Viz Media.
Okay, okay, cool, cool. What's this anime called? Zom 100?
Psalm 100 Bucket List of the Dead.
Bucket List of the Dead. What is all this about? It sounds very apocalyptic.
It's about where this guy wants to accomplish all of the stuff that he really wants to do during a zombie apocalypse before he turns into a zombie by just doing what he wants, pretty much. Like he says that he wanted to like try to get a big screen TV, and him and his friends would go out to try to like go to a superstore or supermarket, whatever. They would get a TV and then they would bring it back to their place. Disregarding all the zombies that they had to like avoid and everything, so they could just enjoy themselves because they never had it in reality.
Wait, what? So it's just some dude and his friends in a zombie apocalypse, and they just wanted to get a TV and enjoy their life?
Yeah, pretty much. Because like, I mean, enjoy it while it lasts before you turn into a zombie is the whole point. Because there's so much to like do before you actually get bitten and then turn into a zombie because life's so short, I guess, because the world's gonna end.
Oh, okay. Um, so you said you wore this cosplay because you're at an anime convention and you were working for a company. If I could re-clarify that.
Oh yeah. So basically Anime Expo that happened on the week of 4th of July weekend.
Hmm.
I was asked by a company called Viz Media, which is a company that distributes manga, anime, um, that pretty much hosts a bunch of popular anime for that company. And they asked me if I wanted to cosplay from the new series. So I happened to be like, oh my God, like, I actually like reading this manga because I read it previously before I was going to like work for the company. So I was really super stoked to actually get the chance to cosplay this character. And then eventually, like, I ended up like wanting to make the jacket myself because, like, I mean, that's exactly why they wanted to hire me in the first place, is that they knew I had the cosplay skills to do it and to try to like sew everything that I could for like the event to work at their booth as a cosplayer. So eventually, yeah, I just happened to finish this like in 3 days.
Cool,
So,
cool. Yeah, yeah. Is that the entire outfit? What does it look like?
oh wait, I don't have the whole outfit because
Oh yeah,
this,
that's okay. Just show it off. Oh, dope. And you made that jacket yourself.
yeah. And you know how many days it took me?
How long?
3 days.
Dang, 8 days just to sew all that up. And very
Three
impressive.
days. Three
Oh, three
days.
days. I've
Yeah.
highly misheard you. I mean, you still made it in less than a week. That is very impressive.
I had like a lot of other cosplays to finish during the week of, or before the week of Anime Expo. So I knew I was going to be super busy. So I just had to make this within at least that allotted time. So I have enough time to finish this and the other cosplay too.
Oh man, you were cosplay crunching. You were creating so many outfits just to go to Anime Expo, right? It's one of the biggest cosplay conventions in LA, if I recall.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to like look forward to, because when you're at Anime Expo, it's just more of I guess it's more of it's like business oriented, I guess. To get more of the connections you want uh by meeting just these creative people that go to this convention every year. And like when do you ever get the chance to like actually meet these amazing people, you know? So it's nice to actually connect with them and actually show off like your skills and like show them like what you can do and everything. So I think that's like a really nice way to go to conventions and especially Anime Expo in general.
Okay, that's a good brief summary of what you think Anime Expo is like. I mean, because there's the fun side of it, and then there's the business side of how you can utilize anime conventions.
Yeah, because like for me, I would love to expand more of the exposure what I can do in the cosplay community, I guess. And not to mention that making cosplay in general is always really fun. Getting their recognition for that is also always really, really cool. And so so amazing like how they like compliment your work is just like I've been noticed by my senpais. Ah.
Oh, that's adorable. What is a senpai?
um how do you like translate that?
Uh,
Senpai is like, oh, it's when someone's older than you,
uh-huh.
obviously. Older than you, and it's like older brother, older brother.
Uh, oh boy. I got you on this. I got you on this, Chuku. So a senpai basically, well, it's used in iteration for upperclassmen or someone who is above you, basically.
That usually, oh, that's right, huh? It's like
Yeah. So for
it's
example,
almost
go ahead.
well, I don't know. I always thought of it as like older brother, or yeah, someone older than you. So yeah, someone like above you, or
Yeah, in a
pretty much
respectful
older.
manner.
So someone that's older than you is
Yeah,
considered senpai.
yeah, in a respectful manner, not like, oh, they're above you, like, ruling class or whatever.
Yeah.
Who are your cosplay senpais?
I really like I do like Kamui cosplay. Kamui cosplay is a really good cosplayer that is very talented in making foam crafts. And she's really good at sewing too. So I'm actually very interested in her sewing skills the most. Because for me, because I'm a fashion major. So it's always like really valuable to like learn her skills, how to do sewing and how she creates that into like wonderful pieces. So it's nice to get the inspiration. So I follow her TikToks and her Instagram, how she makes them. And it helps a lot when gaining up the skills to craft things for cosplay.
Cool, cool. That's very dope. Anyone else, or is it just her? I know you're heavily inspired by other cosplayers as well.
Yeah, like there's also someone that's almost similar to Kamui cosplay that does foam creation, which is Kenpatsu. Kenpatsu is really good too, also. I like that she creates a lot of her stuff through foam too. And she has almost the same skill sets with Kamui, I guess. So I always get the inspiration by looking between the two when it comes to creating foam props or sewing. But definitely for Kimpatsu, like I always like to look into her foam crafting. So it's always helpful when I need to look back to making like learning how to make a certain thing, like for an example, how to make a sword for that. I look into either Kimpatsu or Kamui how to like do it. So I always refer their social media for how to make it.
Who are you cosplaying again? What is your character and how do they fold into the story?
Ooh, so basically, Mikazuki Shizuka is somebody that they just found somewhere, or the main character, the main protagonist, Akira, was going around to try to go to a supermarket to get some beer. So eventually, he meets Shizuka at the supermarket, and she is trying to gather food and for herself to go take back to her apartment. You know, survival skills during a zombie apocalypse. What do? You know, you got to get food. So Akira happens to stumble across Shizuka at the supermarket, and basically Akira wanted to have a party with her to try to survive the zombie apocalypse, but she decliningly refuses that she doesn't want to because she wants to protect herself because she believes that being part of a group will slow her down and also having the risk of getting, bitten by zombies or even worse, So she happens to just go solo and do stuff on her own. So but down the line through the manga, spoilers, but pretty much they ended up traveling together by going to different parts of Japan to fulfill their zombie bucket list before they get bitten by a zombie.
Hmm. Okay. Sounds pretty headstrong, and she knows what she's doing. And very
She's pretty
independent.
badass. I would say her personality is pretty headstrong and she's just she's just tough skin. Total opposite from me. I'm kind of, a little too soft on the soft side for her personality. But there's one thing that we almost have something in common is she's like a year older than me. So she's what is it? Well, I was 27 at the time back in July.
Yes.
So the manga or the anime didn't come out or the manga didn't come out since I think last year, I believe. So in the manga, she was 28. So I'm 28 now. So now we're the same age.
Well, isn't that funny that people that usually cosplay certain characters don't always match up to their personalities, just like in acting?
But the accuracy, it's so nice to uh be on par with their personality and at least become somewhat in common with the characters. So it's just I just thought it was just really exciting to actually have her as the character to cosplay as for Viz Media. So because like she's also short. I'm short.
There you go. There's some commonalities that you can resonate with the character, other than just personality.
That's true. Yeah, because I mean, I wish I had her badass personality, but I mean, there's still so much that I need to like work up that kind of that just the way that she is. I don't know. She's just amazing.
There you go. There you go. You just need more character development and a zombie apocalypse, and you too can be a badass.
Fulfill all of your wishes before you get bit.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would want that in a zombie apocalypse.
No, I mean, when during a zombie apocalypse, to be honest, it's just like you don't know what to do besides be stuck in like a barricaded area. So, but in the manga, they're always traveling, so they try to disregard and try to avoid all the zombies as they can to get what they need to do. So, I guess that's what isolates between, other zombie movies out there that, they're always like shooting zombies or they're stayed confined in an area, but then they just go out and travel. So, I think that's very unique about this anime is that they actually, go around and do what they want.
Per se, yeah, they're doing it more tactfully. They're not fighting or engaging with the enemy. So basically, they're doing what's similar to guerrilla warfare, where they just hide in plain sight and just kill when needed, but not doing anything unnecessary. So
Exactly. Just so they could just get by. Just they do enough to get by and then pretty much do what they really want to do to fulfill their bucket list of things to do.
okay, okay. So Chyuku, you're in a zombie apocalypse scenario, and there's five zombies in front of you, but they do not see you. What do you do?
If there's well, first off, I have to get myself a weapon, something that I can find handy to protect myself. And obviously I don't have a gun anywhere to well, I don't even keep one myself.
Yeah,
So
but they don't see you, but there's five in front of you. So
hmm, get this hydro flask
okay,
and smack him on the head.
okay, so you're gonna fight him. You're not gonna run away. I like your style.
Well, yeah, that too. And I guess hopefully reach for a knife and then just yeah,
Hope for the best and try to kill them, huh?
get both knives. Yeah, and just like Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, if there's a knife near you, but if there's not, then good luck to whatever you're gonna kill them with.
That's what this hydro flask is there for. I mean,
Uh,
it's pretty heavy, has like good impact on the head. Uh, enough to get away.
yeah, but there's five zombies in front of you. You can't take all five at once.
I would have to try to find somebody to help me.
Yeah.
But other than that, maybe it's either I'm dead or I push him out of the way or punch him.
I gave you an easy one, Chyuku. Come on, they don't see you. Usually you run away, unless you're that confident in killing all of them. Then you're one step closer to being a badass. So good on you.
I get I get those zombie points, you know. If you kill all five of them, that's not even like a good that's not even like a good way to even survive.
What do you think about the future of cosplay right now in 2023 that's happening and going on?
There's a lot going on all the time. I guess, you know, future's always changing with more skillful cosplayers all the time and new techniques. Actually, newer materials are coming out as well that's useful for cosplay, uh like warbler for an example is a material that is like a thermoplastic that you could mend and shape in however like form you like, and now that's accessible for cosplayers to use. Like I think materials like that and also foam is like really easy to get too, so they make it specifically for construction and slash for cosplay. So I feel that definitely for the future of cosplay, it's just gonna get even better and also more easier for cosplayers to make newer things.
Okay, fantastic. More new materials, not just using, something from Michael's. What is your opinion on using 3D printing and AI to help create the cosplays?
Dude, I totally forgot about those technologies too, but they're always like useful too because now like I mean there's a thing called like molds, right? So it's like those like silicone things or something that you just pretty much pour like any type of content, resin, glue, clay into these molds to get the form of shape that you want for particular things. Well, now that shouldn't be the case anymore because now uh 3D printing is a thing now. So you don't have to mold anything. It just the computer just does it for you, and you could just like easily just print it on a 3D printer that just like can do anything. So I think that's very versatile, and how technology advanced so much to like make something so easy that people could just use for different purposes. So that's helpful.
Having an edge in the cosplay scene and just making everything easier on yourself instead of just wasting all your time just sewing on this one thing when you could possibly create it with a 3D printer. Some people say in the cosplay community that it's considered cheating to use 3D printing.
That's
It,
what, yeah, a lot of people even say that pretty much it's the lazy way to do 3D printing. But honestly, like it saves so much time, you know? I guess just because not also a lot of cosplayers can't really afford 3D printing because 3D printing is like what? Maybe around $200, $300, I guess.
oh wow.
So it's pretty expensive to even afford one. So, I mean, you could get those services off of like Etsy or somebody that could do it for you. Those are always like available if you don't have one. But I guess I wouldn't really consider 3D printing as cheating. It's just like an easier way to make really intricate objects that can't really be made like, I guess, or get the details that you want, like for per se, out of like foam, for an example. There's like no like interesting details on it, I would say.
Do they ban 3D printing from cosplay contests, or is it just like an opinion within the cosplay community sphere?
I don't think so. Not at all that 3D printing is like banned off anywhere when it comes to creating your own cosplay. People like use it all the time. So there's like no issue with that. I mean, for me, I think personally, I would definitely use a 3D printing if it comes to creating cosplay. It would save a lot of time and also like maybe like less waste of materials to make something that I really want.
If you have a way to be very efficient, why not take it? other than being shamed for taking a technologically advanced and speed efficient way of doing things rather than wasting your time or you have to do something else. Say, for example, you're con crunching, you're trying to make, as say for your example, 3 to 4 outfits, and then you need a prop and you can't create it by hand because you have a paper due tomorrow because you're in school or something. So you just hire someone just to create it through 3D printing, or if you have a 3D printer yourself, use it, which is very expensive if I recall, having your own 3D printer.
Yep, and 3D printing is your friend. I would say that. I think it would be more useful that cosplayers should definitely use 3D printing. Save time and materials for sure.
Hmm. Most definitely. So you would advocate for people to look into that.
I would highly think so. I mean, I wish I could have the enough money to even afford one myself, but I mean, I have to like obviously save up money for that. So it's just I have to like buy the services myself. Like, if I don't have a 3D printer, I just go on Etsy, have somebody just like make it for me.
Hmm. Okay, Etsy is your best friend. So for people who want to break into this hobby or potentially make money off of it or network and brand your content and your social media, how would you approach that?
As far as like networking, I guess, to God, sorry, we had to
It's
like
okay.
wait, what was the question?
Go ahead. You can
Ah!
sneeze. It's okay to brain fart. So how do you get these brand deals as a cosplayer in the cosplay community if you're trying to like market yourself
Yeah,
as a content creator?
like
Yeah,
gigs and stuff,
gigs, or
right?
you get brand deals, or you're trying to like get your name out there through social media. What do you recommend, or what have you done?
So as far as like in my experience, I guess my first gig I actually ever done was going to this really small anime convention called Pacific Media Expo. I think they started like years ago, but they're trying to like re-up the convention to become more bigger, but it's really small. So like they invited me as a cosplay guest to a booth and also sell my prints there. So I guess it's all in like when they look for cosplayers, they look through pretty much if you're a local and just see your skills and like how you do like your cosplays. I don't think like a following is actually it doesn't really mean too much, I guess. So they just pretty much like ask you, do you want to become a guest? I'd be like, yeah, hell yeah. Get more of that exposure and get people to buy me prints. Sure, freaking why not? So that gig, since it was a smaller convention, I guess like the following rate for that event event particularly is not really as much, I guess. Definitely people nowadays when they look for people for these gigs is looking through social media. Instagram mostly. So, I mean, that's what everybody uses. That's how I got discovered too. When I when my friend noticed that, or he's my friend that got me the gig at Viz Media in Anime Expo. He asked somebody, or he asked a friend that was working in Viz Media if it was okay that I could have like the gig to work for them as a cosplayer. And then he looked into my portfolio on Instagram and he was like, "Oh yeah, like she seems pretty skilled and she like makes really good cosplay. Like we'll hire her for that." So I mean, props to my friend and thanks to him, like I wouldn't have like gotten the opportunity to like work for Viz at all. So like definitely the exposure, connections, the people that you meet will definitely get you pretty far into like where you need to be, I guess. So, I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be in Viz or be part of Viz to work as a cosplayer. So I thought connections are so important.
There you go. Shout out to your one friend. I mean, you could say his name and plug him if you'd like.
Zong. Zong. I don't remember like the rest of his Instagram name, but he goes
Don't.
by he goes by Zong. But he's
Okay.
a cosplay photographer. But he, yes, props to him. I want to like be able to get more gigs too. Like if I ever get the opportunity to try to do more of that, I would freaking love to do more.
What are you going to do about that? Are you going to market yourself more? Are you going to message a lot more companies? What's your approach to this?
I think that when it comes to just cosplaying in general, uh, I mean, the typical content creation is supposed to be a thing to get more of the exposure and work up the skills to pretty much become, I don't want to say professional because like for me personally, I don't think I'm a professional at making cosplay. I just feel I'm very good with being crafty and everything. So I would like to enhance more of like the cosplay skills to get where I want to be and to just keep creating it, and especially for content creation, do more photo shoots and make props or sewing garments for friends or commissioners that ask me to do stuff for them, which I feel I would get recognized for doing those things for them.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing, you wanted to be more into the cosplay crafting scene more than just cosplaying and getting your brand name out there, doing social media or content creation for brands.
I think, well, yeah, I would like just, be just good at what I'm really good at and just get noticed for it. And hopefully, people that can reach out to me on Instagram would like give me opportunities to like be like a guest for their convention or be a cosplayer for like certain events and stuff. Basically, it's all just somebody discovering you. Or if not, I also had a recent conversation with a friend too about when it comes to wanting to apply for gigs or opportunities for cosplay. She was telling me that pretty much when it comes to those kind of stuff, sometimes you don't let the people come to you. You want to go to them, pretty much. So, because like, how are they gonna understand or find out who you are if you don't go to them and ask them if you want to do this gig or like a cosplay event? So I thought that was really interesting. It's like applying for a job, technically. You just go to the same shit and stuff. So, I mean, I would definitely, I haven't really taken the initiative to ask if I wanted to become a guest or do like other cosplay work for like others or other events. I just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I'm too shy, but I just like wait until they just come to me, I guess.
That's one
Okay.
way to do it, Chyuku, is to just passively wait until work comes to you. But usually, as a small business owner, or if you're just trying to look for work or a job, that's not a recommended strategy. And you do have to actively go out there, market yourself, talk to people, as you said, network, and
When you
potentially
meant Yeah,
go.
like when you mention marketing,
Mhm.
it's all I just feel like a lot of the social media is like what I rely on to do content creation, to just get out there.
No, most definitely. Like that's the new wave of digital marketing is just using social media or doing Google ad. Well, that that's a side tangent, but if you were to do ads, if it works, see if the metrics work. But mostly it's just social media and branding out your Instagram, your TikTok, because right now those are the hot social media platforms to use right now. I don't know if
Mhm.
it's for cosplay, but it's universal all around, whatever niche you're at, you use those two. And then hopefully the traction you get from your audience will help you network as well. Because as you said, your photographer friend helped you find business with Viz Media. So basically, whoever your network is, your other photographer friends, your other fellow associate cosplayers can help you get work as well, and vice versa. You can help them find work. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Definitely. I just feel I don't know how you call that. It's like maybe by luck finding those those type of connections.
Yeah, you could say it like that. Usually it's not luck when you're actively in a way working, because you're committing time and energy into this hobby. How much do you usually invest into this type of stuff, Lil? The working, the marketing, talking to people, trying to find brand deals. How much time you actually put into this?
I mean, I put more time and effort in my cosplays, obviously. I mean, a lot of hours, probably 200, 300 plus hours into cosplay, you know? So it's like it's just a lot of shit that a lot of piled stress,
A lot
a
of
lot of
stress,
going on.
a
Yeah.
lot of passionate energy into it.
Passion, passion, stress, blood and sweat.
And tears.
Definitely blood because when you're like doing having second degree burns from hot glues, getting yourself cut by scissors, definitely a lot of blood, sweat, and tears from that.
Dang, it's like a war zone when you're crafting, huh?
You don't want to see my floor. Have to clean that up all the time.
Ooh, a lot of blood and dead bodies there. What is the stress part of cosplay? How, because it's not always fun in games when you're into a hobby, whether it's for fun or for work. Because people that like cosplay for different reasons, but there's always a stress component and the negative side of it.
um, the stress. Sorry,
Yeah,
what was the question?
so like the stress component of being in this cosplay hobby scene, like how does that take a toll on you and affect you?
It's competitive for sure. It takes a lot of perfectionism. Like I I tend to have like a perfectionist problem. And I always just want to make my cosplays like accurate, detailed. The color has to be right. I just want it all done like exactly just like how it is that you see in like the anime or like through a game. So I want to like accomplish just having that because if I don't have that kind of perfectionism, I won't be able to achieve like a certain skill that I need to be at to make cosplay.
Okay, so this is the type of mentality you have when you're trying to create your cosplays or when you're on the convention.
I would always yeah, it's just like when you're on the convention floor for sure, it's more of like people are always looking at your craft. So it's kind of like maybe kind of like a little nerve-wracking because like sometimes people can like easily judge what you wear with cosplay. So like, oh, this like prop is not really made right, or like the way that it's sewn is it's kind of messy and there's like threads coming out. Like there's no how do you say it's not clean. It's not clean, pretty much.
Oh,
That's pretty
yeah.
stressful for sure. Cause like no one wants to be like talk shit about anybody's cosplay for sure behind their backs like that. That's pretty conscious moving.
Yeah, it's very conscientious. Has that ever happened where you actually have been judged, like whether behind the scenes or in front of you, like on the cosplay or on the convention floor?
mm, Besides being my friends being so critical about it, but as far as just people judging like how I make and stuff, that's the convention community is actually I guess like on a certain like how people are and stuff. It really depends. Like there's a lot of nice people I've encountered so far. So they all appreciate my cosplay. So I never really had like too many complaints of like my craft as far as like these 14, 15 years I've been cosplaying. So I mean besides online. So no one like in person has ever told me that.
Hmm.
No harsh things so far.
Oh,
Thankfully.
okay. So that I hope that's a really good thing. It sounds more mental and in your head, Chuku, that what you're creating, people really appreciate it, on the outside. You put a lot of hard work and effort into it, especially when you're on the convention floor. How are the people react to your cosplay? Like they like it a lot, right?
Pretty much like or ooh or hmm all the time. And they're just that's when everybody starts to swarm around you and be like, "Can I take a photo with you?" Or pretty much they try to like butt into the photo when someone's taking a photo of like my cosplay and then there's some drama happening like I was supposed to be taking a picture of her.
What? There's convention drama with the conventionees because they want to take a picture with you?
Because pretty much like say someone wants to take a picture with me and then someone like just happens to just butt in and just like take a picture while they're taking a picture with me already. It's just like yo, we're taking a picture. Like, well, you're getting in the shot, you know? So there's like people that are very angst about like taking pictures with cosplayers, you know? But definitely, if you have an attractive cosplay for sure, people would hella scatter around you for sure. So there has to, so I mean, there's bound to be like drama, I feel, because like people like you don't want to annoy anybody with like getting in their picture like that. I just feel, you know, that's like it would be considered rude. You get into their shot.
Of course. What would be good, proper cosplay convention picture etiquette then?
Can I take a photo with you? Or can I take a photo after this person? Or uh, ask for consent, pretty much, and just wait for your turn. Um, People want to have a good time at a convention, you know? They don't want to have like a stressful time. They want to have fun and take pictures of cosplayers that are pretty cool. So don't bug them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So basically, just be respectful, treat them like a human being, and then ask, as you said, wait for your turn, make sure everything gives the A-OK.
Yep. Because I mean, hopefully, you know, there's like no screaming and yelling. Because it happened to me once before. Because like it was like this person. It was during Fanime. I think it was like 4 years ago. But there was like a photographer that was taking what is it? Kind of weird shots of me, and he was noticing that it was like perverted type shots because they were taking like upward shots of like my butt and stuff. So that photographer caught him and called him out, and then they had a huge argument talking about like you're taking photos of her butt or like other photos of her and whatnot. So it's just yeah, they had like a really huge conversation, and I was like, dude, I just want to, God, I want to leave. And then security came, and then they had to like literally kick them both out because they were starting a scene.
Oh my God, that's
But
well,
like,
yeah.
definitely, I don't appreciate photos like that, obviously. But sometimes it's definitely difficult when you're in a crowd of people and like you it's kind of like a little out of your control when you can't really like stop them because when they took the photo they just like leave, so it's kind of hard to like chase after them.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that you went through that, Lil, but I mean, you sound okay. You approached it pretty well and maturely. Security handled it as
I
they should.
tried.
Yeah.
I tried like, well, it's kind of hard, like I mentioned, like it's kind of hard to like pretty much chase after the person about the photos of what kind of shots they took because yeah, when you're already like surrounded by so many people, yeah, that's when they can just kind of get away with it because you're just stuck in the middle, people taking photos of you.
Oh man. Yeah,
Yeah,
because there's so many people crowded. It's just on paper a happy gung-ho environment. People are just chilling, making friends, talking. And then you got this one
yeah,
dude being sneaky on the sidelines, uh, taking pictures of your butt. That sucks.
I know. It's just, I mean, I guess that's just the convention life. And then I don't know, like people are always saying like, "Oh, you're intentionally wearing this because you know you're meant you're you're already dressing sexy, so it's like you're asking for it." But I mean, I'm just like, well, if I'm dressed like this, I feel like it's something to be expected. So like where if you wear something sexy, I guess like people eventually will take shots of those, you know.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that stuff happens because I mean, I don't believe in that. Where it's like, oh, you're wearing something, very salacious. That type of stuff is eventually going to happen and it's expected and you should be ashamed about it. I don't believe in that. Like, what the heck, dude? Yeah. Do you have any safety tips, as a female cosplayer? Because you are going to unfortunately get situations like that. It's very slim, but it might happen to, some other female cosplayer as well. And then there would
Yeah,
be, yeah.
I
So,
think that a precaution or like for something like that to happen for sure, like definitely be somewhere safe or like bring a good friend around you, you know, to like look after you. And pretty much like I guess if you're not afraid to like confront the person, you can definitely just tell them to like delete the photo for you or to just delete the photo because like definitely like they shouldn't like just get away with that. But safety precautions in general, yeah, I would probably prefer like sticking with the friend the whole time. Be safe, sure.
Well, of course, be safe. Yeah. Yeah, just one friend. Watch your surroundings. Anything else, maybe bring pepper spray.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Tasers. Can't
Tasers.
forget about tasers.
Yeah, you can't bring a knife, unfortunately. You can't stab them to death.
No, I would not even want to like look forward to stabbing somebody nor seeing like blood. I would probably like go to jail for that for stabbing somebody. Mm.
Yeah, I think that's how it works, even though I think it is illegal or it can be. It can be
Yeah,
very
no
not good.
blood.
Well, no, no,
No.
no. Taking pictures, of salacious acts. You can't do perverse stuff like that. That's against the law. If I recall in California, since you're in California.
Yeah. And I think the knife has to be like the size of like your palm or something.
Wait, wait, why are you
If to
why are you so concerned about the knife sting still?
And that's what I heard. Like you can still carry one. I think that has to be the size of your palm. But like I said, I don't carry. I don't really carry those around on me.
Okay, okay. But yeah, yeah, safety concerns as well, for women at cosplay conventions.
um, if it's at a cosplay convention, you I don't think you can carry pepper spray. I think it's prohibited, or even like tasers too. Like I don't. You can't bring those for sure.
So tasers, pepper sprays prohibited, so be vigilant with your people that then.
Stick with really close friends, good people, and just make sure who you know you're talking to, I guess. Because like sometimes like people in conventions are just kind of a little weird. If weird enough, I mean if they don't wear deodorant and they're stinky, can you trust like how people are?
We need to talk about that. Why is this an issue at nerd conventions? The hygiene for the guys, they don't wear deodorant or take a shower. What's going on here?
Like what's going on with their heads, right? Like why they just don't do any of that? Mm. Nerd culture can be, you know, just they just stay like in their like rooms the whole time or they're just like really huge introverts and they just don't go out as much. It's like they've almost forgotten like what social life is like outside because like definitely a lot of like nerds tend to like to stay home more than they go out and party and stuff. So it's always just watching anime games and um just liking their own personal space, you know? So I guess they just I kind of figure that like they kind of forgot about hygiene. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this is anecdotal. You've seen and heard and unfortunately smelled it. Ugh.
You don't want to like smell someone in front of you while you're like walking and just having like all that smell go freaking attacking your face, you know, slapping you across the face like that. Dude, that happens all the time. Can't That's kind of avoidable if no one doesn't take a freaking shower.
Yeah, BO does happen, but it happens way more often over there in those nerd conventions. That
They'll
sucks.
they'll they'll have to learn eventually because definitely a lot of or a lot of conventions nowadays they have like those signs up where they're like make sure to take a shower. Obviously that's something what they put on like a board or something. Take a shower, eat or and drink also. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, there's so many like these nerdy dudes that go to these conventions because, it's what they like. It's their hobby. They like that stuff. And right now, there's like, I don't know how to say it. Like this, I'm not trying to be sexist or not. Oh God, I am. But there's like, there's guys that like girls, and within the female space, it's mostly cosplayers. And, like there's female cosplayers, gamers out there too, because they like the culture and convention space as well. They like that nerd stuff. And then sometimes, if they're both single, they get together, they might like each other.
They got their fantasies, you know.
They got their final fantasy.
Yes. Hey, but Final Fantasy characters are really good looking. But like I said, they got their fantasy for sure. Their
Yeah,
nerd fantasies.
for sure. Most definitely, these two, male nerd, female nerd, come together, and then if they like each other, they start dating just like, any other person in the world. It's just they just share a very common hobby and love for whether it be anime or DC, Marvel. Well, what have you noticed on the convention floor? Do you have any funny stories, or what have you noticed from your experience?
Mm, funny stories. A lot
Yeah.
of the funny stories comes when it's like the after parties for sure when you're with your friends, Like that's
Oh,
always the thing to like look for when a convention is done is hanging out with all your friends and just partying and having like a good time. So definitely there's like never like a time where things are just like really funny, Like you don't know what you like experience during like those parties because people are just really freaking weird. Can't really think of like one on the top of my head, but like I guess the most funny thing is like fights.
what?
Fights at like after parties at conventions, those can go crazy. Yeah. It's just I don't know. To me, I think that's just like it's kind of hilarious. But once a fight breaks out, it's just the whole party's just shut down. Like that would really suck for sure. We don't want that. We want to keep partying the whole night, right?
Do you think they're fighting because of a girl, or is it like couples relationships fighting? Like, what's going on?
I mean, like there was just like I think this was during Fanime, I think like years ago, but there was just like pretty much like these guys were like fighting over like some girl and then they had like a fist fight with each other.
Mhm.
Just and well, I mean, like, I mean, I guess maybe I'm a little bit cynical or maybe a psycho probably, but I just thought I was like, wait, what? Like, come on, we're all trying to party here. Why are you ruining it?
Yeah, I mean, as I've said, Lil, as guys, when you see a pretty girl and you're single, and hopefully she's single, you want to get introduced, you know?
Totally, because like, I mean, everybody wants to like hook up with somebody, and I guess like, people like to get themselves involved in like orgies.
Whoa,
You
whoa,
know,
whoa.
that's a thing at conventions, dude.
Oh, I mean, I know
Oh
we're all
wait,
adults here, but
I
what's going on? Now you can talk about it. But
yeah, I think that was like in the last podcast that we talked about that, about like convention orgies and stuff. But yeah, but that's a thing. People look into that. So I mean, people just want to have like interaction time with nerdy people. Fantasy.
oh man, I don't know about this fantasy, but explain what's going on here. Cosplay orgies.
There's like I think I heard of like a furry orgy happening at like one convention. I don't know if I keep mentioning Fanime, it's because like I I go to Fanime all the time, so I just hear uh these news about these orgies. So there's that. There's like a Persona 5 orgy. Um there's like some themed cosplay orgies that people like to attend to, as far as I know. But like as of recent, I haven't like heard any. Some are just like just normal and not cosplay like related. But that's what I heard so far. But I mean, people are into that. Like, what can I say?
I mean, that is true. I just never heard that there was such thing as a normal orgy and a cosplay orgy. It
People
might,
like to treat it like normal, in a cosplay convention. Yes.
I mean, this is a very abnormal lifestyle for a lot of people. I will not lie. People are into swinging, people are into orgies, people are into having their wife shared.
I like get friends like telling me stories too, where they tell me like I got invited to an orgy, and we be just like, what the heck? Where? Like, where do they have like these and stuff? But they're like, I guess from according what my friends would just tell me, they're like kind of underground where you have to like find it in like a specific forum to find like these meetups, I guess. So that's why like not a lot of people like hear about it. So sometimes you just got to hear by ear, or you just like have to find like that certain forum to like meet up and stuff. And then before like before Discord was a thing, yeah, they would like make forums. But Discord's like a thing now, so like they talk on there for like meetups.
Oh wow, nerds how to freak it down. Oh my God.
I just like I'm just always like so curious, like where they just where is it, and like what theme is it based on? It's just like dang, people go that far.
Yeah, they make it like such a private soiree. Like, is there any requirements? Do you have to get like testing? Like what's going on here?
Definitely, there are requirements from what I heard. Actually, like most of them from what I've heard is that testing is required. No one wants like STDs, and no one wants to like have any of things spread, of course, obviously.
Oh my God. This yeah, for sure for a typical normal orgy or an organized orgy, whatever that means. Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, would you want to join one?
I I am particularly disgusted with orgies, so I would have to decline, ma'am. I would heavily decline on that.
I just if it's with nerds that don't know how to shower, I don't know. I would feel kind of a little unsafe.
That's what I'm thinking realistically is going to happen because we did talk about the type of people that go to these nerd conventions. The male demographic usually doesn't shower, or hopefully they do. And if they still stink, I just feel bad for this orgy. Like, dude,
That's why
ugh.
like they have to have at least strong boundaries before they even like get to have that. So I'm pretty sure in their rule set, take a shower. Come on. I'm pretty sure.
Oh God. Do you have any tips and tricks for that lonely, nerdy guy or gal that wants to find their true love at anime conventions? If it happens upon chance, usually you don't go to like your hobby conventions to find love, but it can happen.
There there's like events called, speed dating, of course, that they hold for like most conventions. So if you want to find the like love of your life, maybe like that nerd person for you, or that anime waifu you're looking for this whole time is probably through speed dating.
What is the speed dating? What are the requirements? And if you're shy, should you go?
You have to definitely be 18. Yeah, you have to be 18 plus for speed dating. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the age requirement to like be that. And then bring in what is it? Always have like an ID on you, and also I think that's it. Just be 18 plus. And then I know the funny thing with like speed dating, there's not really like an even ratio all the time from what I hear from friends that tried it. Cause like they would just my friends that would try speed dating, they would just go for the fun of it, just to experience and just see like, what's the hype and all of that. And according from like what they tell me, they just say that the ratio between girl and guys, it's mostly guys that go for speed dating and stuff. Yeah, and it is LGBT friendly, for sure. So I'm more guys than girls, I guess. I don't know how it works. I've never done it like personally. So I don't know how like the speed dating works for like those type of stuff at conventions. But that's like it's just like that's what my friend told me. Just a lot of hot dogs everywhere.
Oh boy, yeah, there's a little too much sausage play around there because, as you said, there's a friendly crossfire between swords, or if you want to, experience something else, you definitely can. So, for those out there who want to speed date, just go find those speed dating panels at and those anime conventions? Do
At
most of
your
them,
local convention, if they have one.
if they have one? Yeah, I was going to ask that. So if they have one, good luck. But for those that do not, what would you suggest?
Definitely parties. The after parties are always like a good way to find like your loved one, your waifu, someone that you think like would get fuck up with you and like have a good time with you and listening to really good music if you're going to a music event. But those kind of parties are always like very lively. Gatherings. Uh, if the convention's still open, like a game room or something, those places are open too. But as far as like looking for the one that you really like or trying to someone you want to hook up with would definitely be like parties for sure. Because I definitely hear a lot of friends finding like their significant other at conventions because of parties, which I thought was pretty cool, cute. The approach is like really adorable because they'd be like approaching like the girl that they are already dating and be all like, "Oh yeah, I met this girl at convention." And I went up to her and I thought she was cute, and that she thought I was cute too. Yeah, like that's cute, and they like anime, so that's really nice. That a nice commonality of liking anime and finding someone that they like there is like organic, organic
Okay.
love.
Okay, there you go. Organic love meeting two people, or sorry, you can't meet two people at once and take them. That's a different story. Meeting a significant other and hopefully clicking in an organic space just out of the blue at an anime convention. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm not really into like Tinder or Coffee Meets Bagel type apps. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's nice to like meet people that you want to like swipe right on, like by looking through profiles and pictures. But to me, I just rather prefer like organic relationships. So it's nice to really know like what the person is in person. And plus, like you get to really experience having a fun time with them too. And like understanding their personality in person. So I think the organic of relationships is like really fun.
Indeed, in more ways than one. In more ways than one. Yeah.
Especially at conventions, yes.
So for your female audience and for your female compatriots, what would you advise them in the dating scene as a female nerd? Because, there's not a lot of them. And then usually when they're there, there's going to be a lot of attention, like, oh, some guys will think she's cute. There's going to be a lot of guys that'll think she's cute.
Hmm. Where has sexy cosplay? A lot of the time it's just like when you wear like a cute outfit, some sexy cosplay, yeah, for sure. Just a cute outfit. Let's just say cute outfit instead of sexy cosplay, but it could be both.
Yeah,
But
well,
like
remember,
definitely.
there's like we started ironically because I was in the scene too because I like anime convention stuff. I started coming and doing photography, cosplay, playing video games, and all that stuff when I was a kid. I was like 13 to 14. I'm assuming it's the same to you as well.
Same
Yeah.
concept. Like the approach is definitely people will go up to you or well guys will go up to like girls like wanting to hang out with them, tell them cute, whatever. And make sure you have like a nice impression, good personality, attract them in some way to grab their attention, I guess. But definitely if you're at a convention, you have to be dressing up, right?
Okay. All right. So let's just say like two guys are like want to approach you. They
It's
think
happened before.
okay, okay, actual anecdotal. Okay, so you don't like the one dude, but the other one likes you. But you like the other dude that looks way cuter than the other dude. The other one looks average. So what would you do? Would you just let them fight for you? Would you approach them? What would you do?
I definitely like any way to like lessen like any type of drama between the both of them. Um, I guess like I would definitely have to choose one. So I would have to like give all my attention to probably just one person.
Hmm.
And then, I mean, if I'm upfront about it, which I have like a struggle of like telling people straight up like sometimes like how I feel, I guess. Uh if I had the chance to do so, I would be just telling him that like, oh, I'm not interested in you, but I like this guy. I'm sorry. Or like sometimes you want to do it like indirectly. Like say you hang out with the other guy and like, you give like all of this attention, this obvious attention that you're flirting around and stuff like that. And then if that guy knows this, then he'll be like, oh, okay, never mind. I'll just like not be part of that.
Yeah, and it definitely helps that you're wearing a sexy and or cute outfit, depending what the situation is like.
There are times where it's just like, man, I don't feel like dressing cute or like too revealing because like sometimes like I just want to like have my own space and like say like I want to just party with my friends and I don't want to get like hit on. So I'd be just like I'll wear more decent clothing.
Does that usually
Definitely,
does that usually
def-
help?
it helps a lot for sure. Sometimes like if I'm wearing like yeah, like I said, like if I wear like a sexy cosplay, I'll probably like ask like a friend, can I borrow your jacket? I don't want to get too much attraction.
Well, unfortunately, that doesn't really help because you're still wearing like, say, for example, a sexy leotard in a demon outfit. And then
Yeah.
with the jacket on, it's all like you don't know if it's a part of the cosplay or if they're just trying something new. Because guys are really
or
stupid. You already know this.
or probably like what is it? People really like or guys like oversized clothes on girls. So it's like it's unavoidable. Unavoidable.
Yeah. Would you
like
recommend bringing a blanket?
to like a really cold event, like
Yeah. Or to
an
cover
after
up.
party.
Yeah, when you're like wearing a sexy outfit, it's like it's late, and then it's like, oh crap, you don't want to get hit on.
I I think like carrying a blanket around is always like convenient, I think blankets are comfortable and they're fluffy, they're soft, so I would definitely freaking bring one. If a
Okay.
jacket's not handy anywhere, yeah, a blanket.
Okay, for sure, for sure. All right, that's beautiful advice for female dating. Is there anything else you'd like to say within the cosplay scene? Because, there's all those terrible stories that you hear in there, but there's those beautiful, happy stories like people propose actually to these events,
Yes, they
marriage.
do.
Yeah.
I see it like almost every year at conventions. And like I said, like the convention I mostly go to is Fanime. So over the years of going to like Fanime, there's always like during that whole week is always someone's like holding like a not a wedding, like a proposal at the convention. So I'm just like, damn, that's so cute. And just people always like gather for those things. Like people are always so happy for like the couple to get like um engaged to their loved one for sure. I think actually last year of anime, someone like had an actual wedding in front of like stage 0, which is like inside the convention that holds like what is it free performances for like people, and then yeah, someone just had like an actual like wedding up there and stuff. Like who's the person that pretty much brings them together, a
What, the ring bearer, the
the
priest?
the the priest, yeah, or
Yeah.
something, yeah, like
Yeah.
pretty much like he was like reciting like the vows and stuff like that, and they had like in the background, it's like the big screen TV, right? And they had like an Evangelion stained glass, like to represent like a church where they had like the stained glass. So basically, they just like had an actual wedding there. So I thought it was like, what the heck? An actual Evangelion wedding. That's so cool.
Wow, congrats to them. It's very surprising what you can see at anime conventions. True love, maybe nothing less salacious, but true love.
It's so cute, just like proposing at a convention like that. Sometimes I even wonder if like if a guy will like like if I'm planning to like marry somebody will do that for me at a convention. Well, I don't know how to feel about that at a convention, getting proposed at a convention. Like I just like I don't know.
We're okay. What's
Maybe
your
somewhere a little more romantic than a convention.
all right? Well, what do you got? Where do you want to be proposed?
Mm,
Paris, an anime convention in Paris.
I guess somewhere with a lot of lights or somewhere that has like really nice water. Nice water.
Okay, so you're
And
more
nice plants.
so you're a tropical person, so it's either the Philippines, Hawaii, or hmm, well,
Yeah, yeah. Philippines is like a really nice location too. Yeah, and Hawaii. Hawaii's like really nice also.
okay, so here's what I'm thinking. You want to be proposed, and you'll know when it's coming. These women have really good intuition when you know when you're getting proposed. It's crazy. I don't know how you do it.
I don't even feel like I really want to get married though. Sometimes I'd be like I still have like that anxiety about like do I really want to get married or I don't know. I think about that like pretty heavily on my future. I'm like I'll just go with the flow of things, I guess.
You just take it from there. You're not really concerned about relationships or having a family.
Mm, at the moment, no, because like when you're not like financially stable, it's kind of just like, and especially when you're thinking of like having a family, it's more like you got to think about like yourself, about like your finances too. So I feel like that's the main priority to think about.
Hmm.
So I would want to focus on myself first.
You don't want to depend on a man.
I mean, if I was not in a relationship for like, I mean, the longest I haven't been in a relationship was probably like 3 years. If I could do that, then I could be fine on my own without a guy.
So you were in a 3-year relationship. Was it good? Was it bad?
It was well, the last relationship I was in was like a 2 year relationship, but he cheated on me. So I was just it did end up going downhill and we ended up not being friends anymore. So and because we were on the topic talking about couples are
Mhm.
like dating at conventions, I actually met him at Fanime.
Okay, there you
that's
go.
how that's how I ended up like finding him. But I approached him and I told him that like he was like pretty cute, and then that if we could exchange like Snapchat or something.
Okay, go for the Snapchat opener. It's like, hey, can we exchange IGs or Snapchat?
Because like I'm the kind of person to like approach the person and just like straight up ask them like that like hey let's link up.
All
Let's
right,
talk
ladies,
more.
write this down. This is how you do female game right here. You just ask them for their social media and then you ask them to go to dinner with them.
Yep. And well, the interesting story about that was like during that year, he was actually dating somebody. So, but
Oh,
then
he was two timing.
no, he wasn't. He was like really loyal to his relationship. I like happened to approach him, just telling him, "Hey, you're really cute." And like he was mutual friends with my friend, and I said like, "Yeah, let's be friends on Snapchat or Facebook." So like when we like added each other on social media, we were talking a little bit, but he couldn't talk to me a lot because he wanted to be faithful to his girl. But then like I think a few months after that they had like a falling out, like they were having issues with their relationship. And then the next after like their drama and stuff, he started like talking with me and venting to me about like his situation. And then the next following year, that's when we started dating.
Okay, that's how you get a boyfriend, I guess.
And I really thank Fanime for that too, for like finding me like him at like a convention like
Yeah.
that. I think he was like my first convention boyfriend I've ever had.
Oh, okay. So someone you met in the space and he is your first, how do I say this, cosplay convention boyfriend.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Sounds
I,
exciting.
it was pretty exciting because like I said, like I get more of the thrill of like organically meeting people like in person, and rather than using apps. So I think that was really cool, really fun to find someone that's has a similar interest with you.
Was he Asian?
He was Asian.
Oh boy, you know what they say. Yeah, most Asian people like stick together and date within their own race.
It's definitely typical, with like Asian races, they want to date within their race because I guess keep the ethnicity like as it is, I guess.
Yeah. No, for sure. I was at a Korean barbecue place and one of my friends, he was talking about it. It's like, yeah, my parents want me to date a Korean girl. And then he said the same for his sister. I'm like, oh, that sucks. So
Yeah, like I feel like those what is it, the boomer parents make like want to have like their kids like marry like within their same race.
mhm.
So I feel like, like there's like a stigma around that, I guess. So whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, traditional conservatism definitely plays a part with dating and marriage and trying to filter out what's a good partner for you. So usually that's why I guess they date within the same race because that's the only thing they know and are familiar with, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier on the culture because, like, if you guys have similar culture, they have a lot of things to relate to. And, I guess it's just not awkward, not dating outside of a race for like Asians. So, yeah, I mean, like, even my parents think so too. Like, with me and like my sisters, they want us to marry like a Filipino.
I'm pretty sure you've done this before. You have brought someone that's not Filipino. You brought like a white or a black dude. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it was I think I was at the time I remember I was like dating a Mexican guy before and yeah, bringing him home and then showing him to my parents and stuff. Like well, they were really respectable about it. Like of course like my parents are not like they're not really like as racist, I would say. Like but then they like low key just tell me saying that like oh, like, why don't you just date a Filipino guy, a Filipino Christian guy? Because like my parents are like very religious, so they want me to like date like a really nice Christian boy that's Filipino. So I'm just like, okay. And it's because, faithful to God.
Yeah, that's how parents usually go. And so like, oh, I want you to date someone the same race and with a good religion and makes good money or is a good, decent human being. It's like, okay.
Good job, graduated, is a nurse.
Okay, that's a Filipino Asian thing, I swear to God. Like, oh, are they a nurse? Can they take care of you? Can she cook? Like my parents badger that to me all the time, and my grandmother. And I'm all like,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
otherwise, I mean, like they would pester like me too, saying like, yeah, be a nurse.
Oh, they want you to be a
Benefits are
nurse.
there. Yeah, they want me to be a nurse, or
Uh,
they want like someone I married to be a nurse or a doctor,
hmm.
all those expectations. But so far I haven't really met any of those guys yet.
Oh, so you are searching for those rich doctor surgeons slash male nurses.
At the moment, no, because like I'm in a relationship. I'm in a happy relationship.
Oh, it's adorable. How long have you been in this relationship for?
Like since April. So I think that's like about 3 to 4 months now. Or 4 months. 4 months.
Oh, that's sweet.
Hmm.
Congrats, and hopefully this goes pretty well because we're in a new age where this generation doesn't appreciate actual serious dating. It's very casual, per se.
The that's what I keep hearing a lot too. That casual dating like is such a thing for our generation. We're like millennials and well, millennials and Gen Z
Hmm.
is like not really into wanting to yeah, like what you mentioned, not into casual. I mean, into casual dating rather than long-term relationships. Oh, it's just yeah, those are pretty rare.
Yeah,
It's kind
no,
of sad.
you think so?
It's sad because like no one doesn't know how to maintain like a long-term relationship. The longest relationship I've been in was like 2 years. So I mean, knowing for my first time like being in a 2 year long relationship like that, I thought that was pretty long, but judging like how my other friends like had like 6 year or 5 year relationships is nothing compared to like how long they had their relationships. So
Most
I'm just like, yeah, 2 years is I guess that's like nothing.
most definitely. Like a lot of people nowadays our age, whether you're early 20s, late teens, or even in your 30s, don't even have a 1 year relationship.
That's what I was like thinking that like sometimes or actually I just hearing from friends or friends of friends that their relationships don't even last longer than like 3 to 4 months, and then they just break up and stuff. Oh. And that's been happening quite frequently.
This is the modern day age. Things are changing. We're not back in World War II where the life expectancy is less than what we have right now. Because we can live for up to 80 to 100 years, and we have more choices compared back then.
I would think so too. And then I guess, well, I mean, now people nowadays don't, or at least our generation, think, having families is kind of like a little too expensive because, everything's just this economy in California is just like too expensive. Maybe California, I'm referring California because freaking California's like prices are like skyrocketing like crazy.
Chyuku, we talked about so much between the cosplay community, so much about dating and dynamics between regular convention goers and the cosplay professional scene, whether you're working a booth or you're just a cosplayer attending. Unofficially, if you're a cosplayer attending an anime convention, you're kind of like part of it per se because you're one of the main attractions to the convention.
I mean, I want to. I want to be the main attraction, but I mean, what can you say? There's like a lot of other cosplayers out there and competition.
Yeah,
So of course they gotta get their spotlight too.
yeah, for sure. Yo, there's so much spotlight going on, especially at Northern California conventions. You got this girl group, they're called ABGs going on. Anime is predominantly Asian for so because it's in San Jose, so you're gonna get a lot of Asian people like ABGs. So what's going on there? What's an ABG?
Dang, a
Yeah.
girl group. Hmm.
Yeah, you see them pulling up, they coming through and it's like, oh, who is that? Why does she have highlights? Why is it like they wear like these black dresses? It's like, oh, it's like they got that style going on, you know. Explain to me what this trend is.
Well, the definition with an ABG, if you want to know my take on it is if someone has a flower tattoo, drinks Hennessy, uh has um has a vape, let's see, and definitely has dyed hair and like the really long lashes and heavy makeup.
Yeah, you see that a lot with these Asian women, aging age range from 18 to like 29 to 40. It's crazy. I see this a lot, not just in anime conventions because I'm a photographer and it's like, oh, they look so similar. Why do they look like that?
And I mean, out here in SoCal, I mean, there's also like a lot of ABGs out here too. There's more, I mean, there's like a community just like there is back in San Jose too. So it's just like it's almost like a whole different crowd out here too.
Oh,
Same
for
thing,
sure.
same flower tattoos, stuff,
For
doing their
real.
vapes. Yeah,
Drinking, vaping, partying. Sometimes you see them at anime conventions because of that, because there's a party scene out there.
there is because like I mean they're really not gonna lie, like ABGs are pretty hot, and ABBs they're pretty cute too. And
Oh,
so I
damn.
mean with ABGs, like I always love their lashes. They're always like nice and long. Like I mean, sometimes like I get my friends telling me that I look like an ABG. Well, at the time I had like dyed hair and stuff and like the makeup to do it and stuff. But I was like, no, don't call me an ABG. I'm an e-girl. Call me an e-girl.
Okay, well, what is an e-girl?
Of someone that plays a lot of games. There's a lot of games, I guess.
Yeah, it's a girl who plays a lot of games.
Yep.
You don't want to be considered a pretty ABG, or can they be both intertwined into one?
They could be one together, yeah, it's possible, but like but sometimes like people always like to stick to a category. Like if the girl really does look like an ABG and they have like the look for it, then they're an ABG. But if like a girl has like more of like an e-girl look and like I guess like the way their like fashion is and I guess like the way their hair is styled also goes for it, like would be like considered as an e-girl, I guess.
For girls that want to get the attention of boys and start dating, would you recommend to even be in a category at all? Like have a niche and a type, have a personality?
Hmm. I met a lot of like girls that have like really nice personalities. And then that also goes for like ABGs for sure. Like I don't think like I don't think I've ever met like an ABG that was like too stuck up, I would say. Like they were always like they seemed like confident. They seem like confident and like social, I guess, because I guess from all the partying, they're like pretty extroverted to me from the way I interact with them. So, but a lot of them are nice.
From what I'm hearing, they're just nice party girls that are Asian and they have this weird look and trend going on.
Yeah. And ABG girls that date like really cute ABB boys. So it's like, okay, I see. That's pretty vice versa. Cause like definitely they're very into hip hop, you know? I mean that I think that's where like the ABG the ABG thing like became a thing because of like the inspiration of hip hop, I believe. So that's why like the look of it makes it like make them look hip, I
Mhm.
feel.
Yeah, so what's the acronym stand for ABG and ABB for the viewers that don't know?
ABG stands for Asian baby girl, or they like say like Asian baby gangster. I don't, I don't know. Like there's like so many ways. Like I mean, there's like three different words that gets abbreviated with the letter G in it. But like that's like as far as I know, like of what it is. And ABB is like Asian baby boy or Asian baby baddie or something like that. But well, what's your take on that? Like, what's your definition?
From what I heard, yeah, ABG stands for Asian baby girl and ABB stands for Asian baby boy, I guess.
Yeah,
It sounds pretty weird, but I mean, if it works out, if it works out.
it does kind of sound weird though.
Yeah. Well, especially ABB because so I don't know if you know this, there was a OkCupid stats that they released. So there was a book that talked about this where basically the top tier guys that were selected on OkCupid on their dating app was between first is white guys, then I think it was Latinos, then black guys, and then at the very bottom is Asian males.
What?
Yeah.
And that's a book, like a novel book?
Yeah, there was a book that talked about the stats that were on OkCupid. But basically, yeah, Asian men are at the bottom of the barrel in
That's
dating.
uh that's hmm. Mm, I guess. I mean, I've been like most of my crowds of friends is like hanging out with like Asian people, so I can't really partake in like understanding like other races like of their like dating lifestyle. So I don't know. I can't really say for sure, but like I guess like Asian people really suck at dating.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, because this is through your lens, you're living your life. You don't have much understanding of other people's lives until you talked or you read up stats or you actually researched, what was going on. No one has time for that, and no one really cares about other statistical values unless it pertains to your life where you get value out of it yourself. So that's completely understandable.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just I guess as far as like dating like Asian males so far, mm, some of them they're kind of decent at it. Because like what I looking for when it comes to like dating a guy is like they have to be like very how do you say? I don't want to say romantic. Well, I mean that part too. Like, of course, me coming from like a more weeby background of like those cute anime romance and stuff. Like those are like so cute. Like I think that's like super adorable that when you watch anime or read manga, like you want to love like that, you know? Yeah, someone that's just like very loving, I guess, and like very caring for sure is like what I'm looking for. But like guys that like just only want to like fuck around, I guess, is something I'm not really into as much because like sometimes it just goes in a different pathway where it just goes, I don't know, something like that just goes downhill. It just doesn't feel right. It's
Oh,
like
really?
they don't like appreciate like too much into your personality or invest into like wanting to get to know who you really are. And I don't really feel like, I don't know, fuckboys. They're kind of
Yeah.
assholes.
What's a fuckboy? What is that?
A fuckboy is, well, I guess that counts for looks too, right? Like, I mean, like the guy has to be, well, actually, maybe not the attractiveness. I'll take that back. But like, person that pretty much fucks like a bunch of girls with paying no mind to like, having a relationship with the girl.
Oh, so literally within their name, fuck boy, they just want to fuck around or just sleep a lot and then not have a relationship and just have a good time.
And just what is it? Counting their numbers, body count,
Hmm.
just have a good time and not think about relationships yet, and just like doing it like casually. Because as you mentioned, like casual sex is in this generation now, so I guess that's just like how they want to perceive to like having more fun in their life like that.
It's unfortunate it's very casual like that, which just means they just want to do this every day, you know. What are you gonna do?
I
Yeah.
mean, that's what they love to do. So why, hence the name fuckboy.
Well, that's how the saying goes, so I've heard.
Yeah, I guess like for my experience, like I've dated probably like two fuckboys before, and they all end up just being like they break up with me after like cuz like with the relationship, it was only like a couple weeks we were just like together, and then they break up with me, and soon after they just get with another girl. After I hear that something happened with the girl, and then they broke up, then they move on to the next girl. I'll be like, I was in a fuckboy relationship. Wow,
Yeah,
lame.
that's all they care about is just getting it in and then getting out. That's how it is, unfortunately, from what I've heard. It's a very unfortunate, the tragedy stories. And I'm sorry to hear that you are a victim of the fuckboy.
I got the fuckboy disease.
Oh shit, that's not good. No disease. Please don't catch anything. Oh Jesus.
But definitely I would say here out in, well, where I currently live is
Hmm.
in like OC area. Uh a lot of the breeding grounds for like ABGs and ABBs is like definitely like the definitely club areas that are really popping with a lot of Asians and stuff. In OC, there's like this one place called Heat Ultra Lounge, and there's always like a lot of them at that place. Just like they're just everywhere, everywhere. Every Saturday, every Sunday, it's just always like a freaking big ass crowd of like ABGs and ABPs going together as a group, walking inside together, getting a table, or sticking around like in a group and stuff.
Okay, and you're not part of that scene.
I don't really feel like I'm part of that at all. I don't think I could like even match up to their kind of personality, because I think with me, like there's like a huge difference, especially when I like I'm a huge nerd on like anime. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just a nerdy person. I don't think they would be attracted to like having me to be like nerdy in front of them while they're all like being cool and doing their own shit and stuff. But actually, there are a lot of like ABGs and ABBs that do like anime though. Like low key like it. So, but like their personality, I don't feel like I can resonate with them as well. So it's just kind of a little bit weird with me.
Oh, what? You sound exactly like you fit in. I mean, it's just, as you said, the
Is my
personality.
makeup? Is it my lashes?
What? Come on, come on. You're already, don't be fishing for compliments now.
My lashes look like fans.
Oh,
Like
really? Oh my God. What I'm saying is, though, is that your personality can mesh with them. As you said, you're just a little introverted, but overall, people start out like that, and then eventually you can build the skill to be extroverted and be social with people.
that's what I feel like with ABGs and ABBs. They're very extroverted because like I mean they party a lot. They talk to a lot of people, so they're pretty. they're pretty easy to just get along. It's just personality. It's like kind of hard to just I don't know. It's like you have to really be on their level to like kind of be like what they're interested in. So
Do,
I'm just like, I don't know.
do you believe in social hierarchies?
Mm, if
Like,
I talk if I talk about that, like where like someone seems higher than me, I just feel I want to ignore that, but definitely something like behind me, my consciousness would think that I have to like treat my personality in a different way because like of course when you're it I hear this in a lot with like business oriented places that like you have to change up your personality pretty often to like accommodate like how they feel, their personality and how they talk with you. So I feel like I definitely have to keep up like a fake face in front of those people so like they don't think like I'm some weirdo or something.
yeah, it's hard to keep true to your personality, whatever that means, because people change and can be molded. So the fact of being true to yourself or being the best version of yourself can change depending on the person and what they believe in and what they like. It gets very misconstrued per se. So it gets tricky. But overall, what they say in business is to match up to what can be favorable to get the best deal, because that's business. When you're partying, you do think like that. You want to get the best deal, the best buck. You want to feel like, oh, I'm the top dog or people like me. At the end of the day, you just want to be liked. That's a lot of people.
It's definitely something that people always want to look for to be accepted, to be part of like a group they will belong in. Um, a lot of people do definitely struggle with something like that. What is it? Personality. I don't know. I don't want to say personality dysmorphia. No, personality. I don't want to say personality disorder because that's like a whole different
Yeah,
psychological
yeah,
thing, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But people have an identity crisis sometimes to find out
Mhm.
who they are.
Yes.
Um, I I don't struggle with an identity crisis at all. I am comfortable with like how I am and where I am. So I don't think I want to like try too hard to try to impress somebody. I want to just be myself, mostly how people like will think of me because I mean that's how you can also like find good friends out there that are meant for you too. So I don't want to be in a wrong crowd that will take me into the wrong direction because I don't want to. I'm not the type of person to get in trouble. I really don't want to like get myself involved in that or doing something I'm very uncomfortable with. So find the right people is very important.
Yeah, I believe so, especially in whatever social space, whether you're dating, whether you're in an anime convention, whether you're clubbing or trying to go to after parties. And then OJ Simpson's there, so be careful.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
But is he an ABB?
I mean, he has a type. I mean, he might like the ABGs. I mean, I know he likes white women, so he might have. I don't know any celebrities that like ABGs actually. I don't.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, all we can think of is like guys that have like a yellow fever for
Hmm.
sure.
Oh boy, I was gonna call out someone, but he's married and has kids.
Oh, okay. We
Yeah.
won't mention that.
Yeah. He was a Power Ranger, so I'm like, does he like ABGs? Yeah. I
That's
think you
true.
know who I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not gonna say his name. Yeah, because it Power Ranger gives it away.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I guess I could be very versatile with anybody that I meet. So however like they like treat me in person, it's definitely in the first impressions. So I would have to like, of course I'm always respectful, so I always want to like get to know the person, be friends with others and like understand like the personality just because, like just because they're different. I shouldn't be the one judging for sure of like and considered like how I feel. So because I don't know, get to know like your surroundings a lot more.
Yeah, first impressions matter, and then when you meet someone, you have to see if they're not a psychopath, right?
Be careful of that. You don't want to end up being like that one show. You know the show You?
No. What is it?
It's like where this guy becomes very obsessed with this girl by just meeting her in a library and just like first love at first sight, pretty much.
That that doesn't sound like first love at first sight. That sounds just like typical
and,
stalker.
and yeah, and he was being like a little stalker to her, so I was like,
Oh man.
yeah. But no, yeah, definitely don't meet like strangers that are stalky and being like freaking too overly sexual with you. Because I get that pretty often when it comes to what is it, conventions, I guess. It's just
Mm-hmm.
people that like meet me, it's like because they already know like what kind of cosplays I do. I do a lot of like sexy type cosplays. So like when they approach me, they treat me in a different way for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know, like it's sometimes it's definitely creepy, mostly creepy, I would say.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it comes with the territory, and then not a lot of female cosplayers want to get into that type of cosplay. Some do, some don't, some for different
Yeah,
reasons, some for whatever. What's your
there's
take on that?
actually yeah, there's like actually a lot of girls that are not very confident into doing sexy type cosplays at all. So they want to stick to being conservative, like not showing a lot of skin. So I mean, yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea. So definitely like if they don't want to do it, like of course we can't like force them to do that, but the reason why like I like doing it is that cute lingerie cosplays or like sexy cosplays are I think it's like really nice and like their body figure or their figures is just like really aesthetic to me, I guess. And I like the sexy part of it. So like girls can be like super cute in it too. So I just like it a lot. So it gets me like so excited. I'd be just like seeing my favorite cosplayers cosplaying as like in their favorite sexy cosplay or lingerie. I'd be just like I just want to like do exactly what they do.
Okay, there you go. Having role models and doing what you like and being
That's what I like
confident.
to follow by, I
Mhm.
guess, because like otherwise I wouldn't be like so motivated and inspired to like do what they do also.
If you weren't inspired or you didn't like it at all, you wouldn't even do it to begin with.
That also serves just cosplay in general, yeah.
Lil, thank you for being on the Jolius podcast. Do you have any final thoughts, any final advice for your viewers, for fellow female cosplayers, and for those stanky ass nerdy men that go to cosplay conventions? Do you have any final advice?
I would think that definitely follow your dreams, especially if you want to go after something that you really enjoy in life. Go after something is either niche like cosplay or some other things that make you happy. And I guess as for creepy guys, make sure you stay close with really good friends and just be in an area where there's not a lot of creepy people.
That's for the female cosplayers and girls in general, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because those creepy guys will be like, "What? I have to be near friends? No, I want to be near the cute girls." Ugh.
That's why you gotta be in a more area where there's a lot of people. Just that's why stick with close friends, people you know, and just if you need to as a precaution, just bring out your pepper spray.
If you can bring one, there you go. All right, guys. Thank you for being on the Jolius podcast today. It has been a pleasure. Thank you, Chyuku slash Lil, because it says there. Yeah, that's a real name. So don't stalk her on IG, guys.
Thank you guys. Watch this podcast.